Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Spiritual Transformer. And I am your host today. My name is Randy Koo. So, today I want to talk about something that has been, misinterpreted a lot. And today's subject is karma. So, karma is something that I hear over and over from materials and teachings that is more complicated than us mere mortals can understand, I guess. That's what I keep hearing. It's like, it's not what we think. So I've given a lot of thought to this, and I don't think I've cracked the code, but I can definitely tell you what it isn't. So, in, modern day, the concept of karma commonly is something like if you do good deeds, you get rewarded. If you do bad deeds, you get punished. Karma. They had it coming, so to speak. And I can tell you right now that that interpretation, that common interpretation, is flat out wrong. And the more truer interpretation is something a bit simpler. It's, from what I understand, it's just what you put out, you get back. That's it. So you're probably going like, well, what's the difference? I mean, if you put out something good, you get back something good. Or you put out something bad, you get back something bad. That's kind of like reward and punishment, right? Well, no. That's actually the whole point. There is no reward, there is no punishment because there is no judgment. So let's take a look at the first instance. That's really it. It's just there is no such thing as reward and there is no such thing as punishment. Period. Within terms of karma. So karma really is just cause and effect. What you put out is what you get back. You kind of see that in one interpretation there is judgment, and you can kind of see that in another interpretation there isn't. So imagine you're just looking at a mirror or any mirror, and you just say you put a dog or a cat in front of the mirror, right? A true mirror will simply reflect back the dog or the cat as is. If you put a person in front of the mirror or you look in the mirror yourself, it will reflect you, the person, or whatever as is. I believe that's a true state of karma. Just what you put out is what you get. But in the reward and punishment version, it's more like, okay, you put a dog or a cat in the mirror, and the mirror is like, oh, you're a dog or a cat, you're innocent, so let me put a halo around you to show how innocent you are. Right? That's embellishment. Or you put a person in front of the mirror, and the mirror is like, oh, you've been a bad person, so I'm gonna put like the fiery flames of hell in the background and devil horns on your head as punishment. But that's not what a mirror does. A mirror doesn't embellish. A mirror doesn't, adjust its image of its reflection just because of who you are or what you did, right? So I think that's what karma is. Karma doesn't judge either. Karma is just a straight out mirror. It doesn't do the whole, good, bad judgment thing. It's just like, okay, here's what you put in front of me. Here's what I reflect back. So now you're probably thinking, well, if karma is just a mirror that reflects things back, then why is the world the way it is today? I mean, quite clearly there are people out there who put out certain intentions that you think if there was such thing as karma, those intentions would reflect right back, and well, things happen to them, right? Like just things, good or bad things, right? You might see someone on the street, or a friend who is always down in their luck, but they're the nicest people, so why? And then you always see someone who may be dishonest, but they keep getting away with it, so why? And I think that's another aspect of karma that's really hard to explain or understand. But I believe you can solve this by looking at it from a higher perspective. So what do I mean by that? Well, the universe is much larger than what we humans could perceive with our five senses. So science already knows that what we can see with our eyes, for instance, is like what? 0.3% of the entire light spectrum or something. It's wild. Our senses can only detect a small, tiny fragment of the universe. So I think karma works kind of the same way. So let's just say, you send something out in the universe and it's supposed to reflect back, but the universe doesn't work the way our five senses say it does. For one thing, the universe, if you move away from the third dimension or 3D, dimension, you go to 4D or 5D or whatever, and all of a sudden time starts disappearing. There's no such thing as time, right? And I think that's what happens with karma. So when you put out something out there, because there's no such thing as time in the wider universe, right? Not just in the 3D universe that we live in, but the wider universe, no such thing as time. So when you put out something from this 3D universe, you have no idea when it's going to reflect back. Because in the wider universe, time isn't linear. There's no such thing as time. So maybe if you put out a good intention, right, you won't see the results of that for years, decades, maybe even not in this single lifetime. Or maybe because time doesn't exist and it's not linear, maybe what you send out gets reflected back in the previous lifetime. You just never know. And from a limited human perspective, it's also really, really hard to tell. So I think that's why there's so much confusion about karma, because even though, you do something and you expect something to be reflected back, it doesn't get reflected back right away, if at all, and you have to wait. Who knows when it's going to get reflected back, because because linear time isn't how the universe actually works. And if you look at it from another perspective, well, what exactly is supposed to be getting reflected back? It's never actually that simple. Like you step in a mirror, it's so simple. Whatever you put in front of the mirror gets reflected back. But in the wider universe, when it comes to the human condition and human experience, it's not quite cut and dry, is it? Like, for instance, just a few days ago, I was at the hospital with my dad. I had to take him to do some surgery, and there was in the hospital a big wall, and the wall shows a list of donors to the hospital. The more you donate, the bigger the name on the wall, bigger your name on the wall, or the name of the corporation or business on the wall, until you donate so much that they put your name as the name of the hospital. So Randy Koo Hospital, for instance, right? And when you put out something like that, suppose, I was the one who made such a big donation that I get my name on the hospital. And it's sort of like, well, how do you reflect something like that back? Like if I say donate 50 million to the hospital and get my name on it, do I get back 50 million according to popular definitions of karma? And I don't think so. That's not how the world works. I think we've all experienced that. So what gives? Well, I think it's not really what exactly you put out. It's really the energy and the intention behind it, or maybe even other things like the effects behind it. I mean, let's just take a look at the hospital donation, for instance. How much of my 50 million donation to the hospital is to save lives? I mean, how much of that intention is to save lives versus how much of that is just ego, trying to get my name on a hospital, and how much of that is a mixture of both? How much of that is just showing off how much money I got, or maybe it's just I'm just lured by the tax benefits of donating money, or maybe I really am a saint and I'm just like, here, have all this money, and save a lot of lives. I mean, it's not cut and dry in real life. A lot of the things we put out is not cut and dry. I mean, we might send signals out of fear. We do things out of fear. We do things out of love, and we do things out of maybe a bit of love and a bit of fear. So it's wild. It's anything goes in this world, anything. And in order for karma to work properly, if it as a concept, it's hard. Like, it's hard for the human mind to wrap itself around it. If I donate 15 billion to a hospital, just what exactly am I getting back, right? In terms of karma, I think it really just depends on the energy you put out. And the only person who knows what kind of energy is being put out is the person making a donation. Like if I was a person making a $50 million donation to the hospital, I might be getting back, I don't know, pride, because maybe that's the energy I'm sending out when I donate 50 million to a hospital. Just pride, just to see my name on the hospital. So maybe the pride is just so overwhelming that it drowns out all the altruism behind it. All the lives I'm going to save is just going to be drowned out in the pride, or it's maybe just a mixture of both. It's really hard. So I think that's why karma is so weird and karma is so misunderstood, because at its basics, yeah, it's just whatever you put out is what bounces back in, but the mechanics of it, the way it bounces back, when it bounces back, what exactly gets bounced back, what exactly gets sent out, it's still a white mystery. I'm hoping that maybe one day I'll figure it out. Maybe I just haven't read the right series of books yet, or maybe met the right teacher for it yet. But this is what I've got. Karma's wild. And the thing about karma that I think is most important for us humans at this time is just to know that what you put out gets reflected back. I think that's number one. That's key. And I think the whole idea of karma is that it reflects back the things that we put out so that we can face it, so that we can deal with it, so that we can clear it, so that we can make decisions based on it. So whatever is happening in your life right now, it could be karma. And if you like it, great. If you don't, it is a chance to turn it around. It is a chance to give it a different, view it from a different perspective. And my understanding is that whatever happens in your life is working for you and not to you. And I think karma plays a big part in that. Whatever you put out comes back, so that you can say, I like it. Or you can say, no, I don't like it, and I'm going to change it. So it gives us an opportunity to create. It gives us an opportunity to act. It gives us an opportunity to choose. And if I had to guess, I think that's probably one of the primary benefits of karma. Just bounce back what I put out. I get to see it reflected back, and I can choose how to perceive it, and then move on with my life. Well, that's it. So I think that might have been a pretty complicated topic. I hope I didn't take too long on it. But if you like this content, please drop a like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment. Thank you for watching. And my name is Randy Koo, and this is the Spiritual Transformer. Goodbye. See you next time.